they tell me fact is stranger than fiction, and legends grow from deeds gone by. When they tell their stories,
he was more than just a unique character, he was a bloody good player as well. Played 14 tests between 77 and 82 before crossing to World Series cricket.
And I must say, I love the fact you've come dressed in character as the nasty fasty from the 80s. It looks terrific.
Tomo, in his final year of high school, I can guarantee you his parents attended more than he did. Tomo was one of these guys who could have gone to soccer, or he could have gone to rugby league, he could have gone to cricket. He was just a magnificent athlete. His father used to make the big fibrous plaster sheets, and he'd spent his youth lifting these and helping his dad. And I was on the brick wagon. So you'd be made 12th man. I said, it's wrong, Tomo. It's wrong. You know, you should be opening the bowling with Dennis Lilly. I'm going to pull a hamstring right now so that history could tell the full story about the Lilly Tomo greatness. Tomo looked at me and he said, you pull a hamstring. He said, I'm pulling one too. So if you talk about the baggy green and what it means, I was prepared to sacrifice my spot in that position in history and give it to Tomo. And Tomo would not accept it unless he earned it. That sums up the baggy green, and that sums up the camaraderie behind the baggy green. Well, Harold Larwood, and he come up to me. He said, laddie, he said, I love the way you bowl, you got the devil in you. And I thought, that's what really fast bowling's about. You've got to have a bit of devil in you, mate. Do I go down this path, or do I take a once-in-a-lifetime experience with Kerry Packer's World Series cricket? And there, on the back veranda at Jeff Thompson's place, my wife was with me. She also was involved in the decision. Tomo said, sign, who do you want to play with? I wanted to play with the Lillys, the Tomos, the Marshes, and with all these guys. We got a lot of close-ups, we got the microphones, we got the coloured clothing, we got the chains, and of course we had hair. Playboy Bunny jumped over the fence. She's latched onto my back and around my neck like a limpet. And I'm coming in with the bowler and she's on my back and Greg's yelling abuse at me. I said, I can't do anything, have a look at this. And I've turned around and there she is on my back. Dropped from up top. There was the big wire fences were pushed down. There was machine guns going off. There was the army had arrived with tear gas, firing bombs. The dressing room was pretty heavy.
Walters has only just been demobbed after 2 years national service. Called up after being selected for the Aussies' 1966 tour of South Africa, Doug can't get back to the game quick enough. 22 years old, only 2 of the tourists are younger, he's regarded by his countrymen as one of their finest all-rounders.
So Doug comes in to face the first ball after lunch. Now bear in mind this is a pitch that's turning a lot and there's a big hole right on the length where Lance Gibbs likes to bowl, just outside the off. He was very quick on his feet and he was very decisive. So when he came forward quickly. When he went back very quickly. So now he's got 7 on the onside, 2 on the offside. Runs in, ball pitches in roughly the same position. Doug Walters, quick, back onto the back foot and also back towards leg stump, bang, and he cuts the ball straight past point where Gibbsy's just taken this fielder from, you see. And Gibbsy now is exasperated, he says, right you, and he calls the guy from mid-wicket and he puts him back at point, you see. Bowls the next ball and it virtually pitches in the same spot again. Doug, quick back, bang, and he hits it over mid-wicket for 4 again. And I reckon Gibbsy just sort of threw his hands in the air and, you know, almost sort of saying, you know, how do you bowl to this bloke? So Walters got 102 in the session. He went on to make 112, and I saw him bat against Prasanna. He got his first 200s in Test cricket were against Titmus and Allen from England, who were pretty decent off-spin bowlers. But he didn't just survive against them in conditions where it suited the off-spinner. He didn't just survive. There were times when he absolutely clattered them all around the park. Magnificent player. And I mean, I've always describe
And
Doug
it never
as a freak. I mean,
took the
they
bush
broke the mold.
or the Dungog out of you.
True point, a beautiful shot. That's
Couldn't care a dollar if you never made a cent.
Yes, through
But you held the nation's spirit when it nearly up and
True
went.
mid-wicket, that's 4.
Changing of the guard
True
underneath
mid-wicket,
the
beats the net.
lights,
Pointless at mid-wicket.
wearing
Short ball
coloured
from Titmus,
clothing
hammered through square
as the
leg.
red ball
Arnold is
turned to
after
white. So take me back to
That ball
Melbourne
has played a
in the
magnificent.
shadow of Don Bradman, to those battles with the Windies. Let's take them on again to the SCG in Sydney.
Magnificent shot.
Where you were king and always will
A
be.
6 was it?
Doug, you'll always be a legend like you were back then.
What a fantastic finish. One of the
Seems still opening up, Freddie.
Shake your hand and shout you won.
Maybe you
before
should shorten your
go.
run up a bit, Tangles.
We miss you from the game.
The only century I've ever scored was on a
We
goal.
let you
Try
know.
this one, Tangles.
No way.
We miss that
No,
bit
most
of
fun, Paul.
American. We miss that real true blue. No one could
Freddie, I
fill
think
the
I've got a leather
shoes
jacket here, mate.
of a legend like you.
Hey, go, Tangles, go back!
Take me back to Melbourne in the
Losing
shadow
58 straight
of Don
matches.
Bradman, to those battles with the Windies. Let's
I
take
figured out
them
there's
on
something wrong with
again.
your glasses.
Ladies making runs, doggies chewing gum, and Gilmore's wielding willow like an axe.
They have something a bit wrong. I think, you know, when their blood's coming out of their boots, and it's not an easy profession. The wickets are hard. They're running in. They're a special sort of people, and they're the people that are the catalyst. When you walk out in the field, as a fielding captain, whatever, you look to your senior bowlers, you know, your strike bowlers, and they're the people that provide a bit of magic. You can do a bit in the field, but it's the bowler that grabs hold of the ball by the scruff of the neck. So they are very special, and you've got to let them loose a little bit. And Hoggy was one of those that, you know, when the eyeballs were spinning and you waved your hand in front.
A lunatic is a stronger person when he's normal, and if you can just control that lunacy or that temper, then you'll come out with it. You'll be a stronger.
And up in the air, he could be caught by Wood, and he's out. Listen to that roar. Randall, Wood, bowled home, no score.
I'll tell you what, that must have been perilously close to the head of Desmond Haynes out there. 2 for 89. It's got in. Beautifully placed. Oh, good delivery. Off the shot.
underrated, Hoggy? You tell stories about going through airports and people not recognise you or turning up at speaking gigs, but genuinely, do you feel underrated?
No, I hated being famous. It really, really annoyed me. People come up to you when you're famous. And I went through it for about a year. I was famous. Everyone knew me because my photo was in the paper all the time. People come up and they shove an autograph book in your face. You know I don't like people, Crash. People come up and shove an autograph book in your face. People come up and just want to have a chat. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? I hated fame. And I hated walking down King William Street in Adelaide and people are pointing at you all the time. Hated it.
And he's out. Going for a pull shot, the ball outside the off stump. Not really short enough for the stroke. An extraordinary aberration there by Mike Gatting with the tee so near. And a bottom edge. The thinnest of bottom edges by the look of it. And umpire Constant having no doubt that that was out, caught behind. Well, there's no doubt that he is out, and that England are 159 for 8, and we can see it now, Mike, from a different angle and behind Hogg.
As you can see, yes, I think that's LBW.
So a real bonus for Australia just before tea, and Bob Willis coming in at 159 for 8. And he's gone. Marsh diving to his left, making no mistake. Hogg taking 2 wickets in 2 balls, and no doubt at all that that took the edge. Willis just waving it as it went down the leg side, and Marsh falling away to his left to clutch onto the ball, to take him now to only 9 short of Alan Knott's record of Test victims. So Rodney Hogg on a hat-trick, and Hughes has greeted Hendrick with a suitably attacking field, 4 slips and a gully, 2 men in close on the leg side, and here's Hogg to see if he can do it. Saved with consummate ease by Hendrick.
And Graham Dilley has spread the field so far, particularly on the leg side. If he plays forward now and just gets it out onto the edge of the...
Oh, he's not going to.
As I was saying, there was a chance of a run too. However, he was intent on continuing the way he'd got his runs, and who can blame him? And over goes the off stump. And 3 wickets for Rodney Hogg.
I wanted Hen to be successful every day, all day, but he did perform magnificently, but we were an unknown quantity. Hoggy, until his debut in that 1979, 78-79 game, was again an unknown quantity, that he only bowled in those short spells. So no one communicated to me that that was the way that he bowled. So therefore we had that clash on the field. So I wanted him to bowl longer spells. He didn't want to bowl longer spells. So it just came to a head in Adelaide.